You want to hear what happens when a professor mocks a janitor by asking her to solve an advanced calculus problem as a joke? Well, buckle up because what followed in that university classroom left everyone speechless, flipping every expectation on its head. And honestly, it'll make you rethink how you judge people forever. So, picture this. Jennifer Martin, 35 years old, has been working the night shift as a janitor in the mathematics building of a top-tier university for 5 years. She knows every hallway, every nook and cranny better than most professors know their own offices. But here's the kicker: Jennifer isn't just pushing a mop and emptying trash cans. No, she's got a secret. While most people see her as invisible, just the cleaning lady, Jennifer has been quietly teaching herself advanced calculus in her breaks, poring over discarded textbooks she finds in the donation piles, solving problems that even graduate students find intimidating. That night, she's pushing her cart toward Dr. Richard Mitchell's advanced calculus classroom when she hears the unmistakable sound of frustration spilling out through the cracked door. Mitchell, a man in his 50s with the classic Luquire-rimmed glasses, graying hair, the whole academic package, is known for his brilliant mind, but also for his arrogance that could fill a room. Tonight, he's grilling his graduate students hard, mocking their inability to solve a problem that, in his words, should be child's play. You could feel the tension from down the hall. Jennifer hesitates, her hand gripping the mop handle tighter, caught between wanting to stay invisible and the quiet pull to step into this charged moment. Inside, the students are stuck on a tough calculus problem, the kind that demands serious skills and patience. You can see their faces, a mix of embarrassment and defeat, as Dr. Mitchell's impatience grows. Maybe we need to go back to counting on our fingers, he sneers. Jennifer knows exactly where they went wrong. She's been working through these types of problems for years in secret, but normally, she'd just keep pushing her cart, pretending not to hear. Tonight, though, something shifts. She thinks about all those late nights in the storage room, the passion she buried under years of working multiple jobs just to keep her family afloat. She's done being invisible. Mitchell's voice rises, slamming chalk onto the ledge, throwing dust into the air as he declares he's never seen such a lack of mathematical intuition in his career. Jennifer quietly slips inside, blending into the back corner where she starts a routine, but her eyes keep drifting back to the board, soaking in the complex calculus problem the students can't crack. Then, without warning, Dr. Mitchell spins around and points at her, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "You there," he says, "since you've been watching a struggle, why don't you come up and give it a try?" 20 pairs of eyes snap toward Jennifer. The room falls silent, thick with disbelief and awkwardness. She can feel the weight of every stare, some curious, some pitying. "I should probably just keep working," she murmurs, voice barely above a whisper, but Dr. Mitchell cuts her off with a booming nonsense. "We believe in equal opportunity here, right? Show us what you've got." The sarcasm is palpable, the students squirming with discomfort over their professor's cruelty. But inside Jennifer, a spark ignites years of secret study, of grappling with math far beyond her station, come rushing to the surface. "What exactly would you like me to do?" she asks, voice steady but quiet. Mitchell gestures toward the board. "Solve that problem. Show these graduate students how it's done." She walks slowly to the front, thinking of her father's words that dignity is something you choose to hold on to, no matter what anyone else says. Taking the chalk, her fingers tremble slightly, but she dives in. The room quiets down so much you can hear the hum of the air conditioning and distant traffic outside. All eyes locked on her, from the expectant students to the smug professor, now suddenly a little less sure of himself. Jennifer talks through the problem, methodically identifying it as a composite function, applying advanced differentiation rules, explaining each step with a clarity that silences the room. Mitchell's smirk fades. He's not getting the spectacle of failure he expected. She works through the tricky parts with confidence, her solution elegant and precise, clearly revealing a deep understanding most in that room hadn't seen from a student, let alone a janitor. A student whispers, "That's absolutely correct," breaking the silence. Mitchell stares, mouth slightly open, struggling to process what just happened. Jennifer smiles softly, explaining that math is like a language once you understand the grammar. Even the hardest problems become manageable. Marcus, one of the students, raises a hesitant hand. How did you know which technique to apply first? She laughs her first real smile in that classroom and says, I've worked through hundreds of these, just not in a formal classroom. Mitchell recovers, his voice strained. Where exactly did you learn advanced calculus? Jennifer's answer is simple. Books discarded textbooks. I've been studying for years. The room absorbs this, a quiet shock rippling through the academic hierarchy. The professor tries to defend himself, pushing for a tougher challenge, thinking maybe she just got lucky. He writes an even more complex, multi-variable calculus problem on the board and tells her solve it. Jennifer approaches it with the same steady confidence. Breaking down the problem step by step, she reveals not just calculation skills, but a profound conceptual grasp. The students watch, fascinated, as she explains shortcuts and connections they hadn't been taught. Mitchell checks her work repeatedly, his earlier arrogance replaced by bewilderment and grudging respect. When she finishes, the silence is deafening. Sarah, a graduate student, says, "You made it look almost elegant." Another asks how long it took to learn this level of math. Jennifer looks around the room and says quietly, "I work the night shift. After cleaning, I have a few hours before my morning job. That's when I study. Math has always been my refuge when my dad was sick, when life was overwhelming, numbers made sense. Problems had solutions." She admits she works 3 jobs to afford the books she studied from. The room feels heavy with the reality of her struggle. Here's someone balancing multiple jobs, no fancy degrees, yet outshining graduate students. The dynamic in the room shifts palpably. The walls of academic elitism start to crumble, replaced by respect born from recognizing true determination and talent. Jennifer's voice grows stronger as she says, "For 5 years, I've walked these halls invisible. People talk about intelligence like it's only found in those with the right background or degree. But intelligence doesn't care about your bank account or what you wear. Curiosity just exists, waiting for someone to nurture it." Emily, a student, asks why Jennifer never applied to take classes. Jennifer laughs, a bit ironically. With what money? With what time? When you're working 3 jobs, college feels like a luxury you can't even dream about. The privileged students sit in stunned silence, the unfairness settling in. Mitchell steps forward, voice sincere now. "Jennifer, what if there was a way to get you into the program officially? Your mathematical intuition is exceptional, something I've rarely seen, even in doctoral candidates." Jennifer hesitates, but listens. He explains scholarships, work-study programs, admission processes recognizing potential beyond traditional credentials. Marcus chimes in, "My sister got a full scholarship based on aptitude tests alone." For the first time, Jennifer's buried dreams resurface, scared but alive. She admits, "I don't know how to navigate academic politics or write research papers." Sarah, another student, smiles, "None of us did it first. That's what you learn here. The real hard part, the math you've already mastered." Dr. Mitchell hands Jennifer a business card. Say, "I'm not asking for an answer tonight. Just think about it. You deserve to be here." Jennifer takes the card, feeling a door open that she'd kept locked for 15 years. 6 months later, she's standing at the front of her own classroom, teaching undergraduate students, wearing a simple blouse and slacks, approachable and real. The blackboard behind her is no longer a barrier, but an invitation to discovery. Math isn't about being the smartest, she tells her students. It's about being curious enough to ask questions and persistent enough to find answers even when the path is unclear. Her scores on placement tests were astounding: full scholarship, tutoring position paying better than all her previous jobs combined. After class, she spots a quiet young woman auditing her lectures, working in the cafeteria, feeling out of place. Jennifer invites her to stay after class, to work through problems together. "Everyone who wants to learn is a student," Jennifer says, echoing her own journey. Later, in her small apartment, grading papers, Jennifer reflects on how much has changed not just her life, but how she sees herself and how others see her. Dignity and worth aren't earned by credentials alone. They come from recognizing your own value and having the courage to step into the light. Mitchell, once her harshest critic, is now a friend, seeking her advice on teaching. Her story inspired the university to create programs for non-traditional students, and even other staff members have started taking classes, uncovering hidden talents. Jennifer's framed degree hangs on her wall, alongside a photo from that fateful night when everything changed the night she stopped being invisible. Jennifer's story reminds us that genius isn't confined to fancy degrees or prestigious halls. It lives in unexpected places, waiting for someone brave enough to be seen. So, tell me, have you ever judged someone just by their job or appearance? What if you were missing a story like Jennifer's? Drop your thoughts below, and if this touched you, hit subscribe for more stories that challenge how we see the world and each other. Where are you watching from today? Let's connect because potential is everywhere, just waiting to be unlocked.